match of IPL 8 will see Rajasthan Royals host Kings 11 Punjab in Ahmedabad. Rajasthan will start as favourites, having won all their 5 matches in the tournament thus far. They have a solid batting lineup which is led by skipper Shane Watson, Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane, while James Faulkner provides them the much-needed all-round option. Youngster Deepak Hooda has been a revelation for Rajasthan this season, and their foreign import Chris Morris too has performed brilliantly with the ball. Punjab, though, will be looking to bounce back after their defeat against Kolkata and will be hoping that the opening combination of Virender Sehwag and Murli Vijay fires. Skipper George Bailey has been in sublime form, but Glenn Maxwell needs to be more consistent if Punjab needs to perform well. The Indian duo of Sandeep Sharma and Anureet Singh, though, have been a great hit with the ball, though Mitchell Johnson needs to find his rhythm in the IPL. The match starts at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time and will be played at the Sardar Patel Stadium in Ahmedabad. Nikhil, we've got some information from the centre, and it is that Punjab have actually gone in for Virender Sehwag as the captain for this match, and George Bailey is not playing. What do you have to say about this? Because he's been the most consistent player for Punjab in the tournament. He's led. As far as Sehwag is concerned, off colour, not that great. He's obviously scored, but then you would want Bailey to lead considering he's played so well.
Well, I guess, you know, because you've got the rules and regulations of only 4 overseas players can play, and I have a feeling that he must be injured. Because like you said, he's been the most consistent player, so I have a feeling that there might be a niggling injury. That's the reason why he sat out, and Virender Sehwag, you know, the next senior man in the side. It's going to be interesting to find out, Radhika, that who George Bailey's replacement is going to be in the 11. Is it going to be another overseas player or whoever that might be? Do they go in with another quicker bowler because they've got a powerhouse of a batting lineup, or they go in with another batsman? That's going to be the interesting question.
What do you have to say, Boria? Because obviously Punjab will miss George Bailey because he's been there. He's not only led from the front, he's been very good with the bat. And even though, say, openers Sehwag and Murli Vijay, whenever they've not fired, George Bailey has held that batting down in the middle. He's going to be absent today, and that is going to be a difficulty for Punjab because Rajasthan are in great form.
Absolutely, and you know, George Bailey is an important cog in that wheel for 2 reasons. His captaincy is also quite excellent, and if you see, he doesn't get flustered. You know, it has been quite a tournament for the Australians so far, and it would have been Australian might versus Australian might. I mean, Glenn Maxwell, George Bailey on the one hand, supposedly, and Watson, Faulkner and Steve Smith on the other. But now Punjab will find it difficult to fill that spot. As Nikhil said, perhaps a niggling injury, because otherwise you cannot explain why George Bailey is sitting out. Virender Sehwag, Murli Vijay, far more responsibility, Radhika, at the top of the order. You cannot just come and score 15-20 runs and throw it away. It's far more important. These 2 players will have to take responsibility. So also Glenn Maxwell. I mean, such a fantastic World Cup, such great form in the World Cup, and here it seems as if he's throwing it away a bit too quickly. So, and on the other hand, each of the Australians in that Rajasthan rank are firing. So without George Bailey, more responsibility for Sehwag and company.
In fact, Bore, you touched on the point, the Australians firing for Rajasthan. As far as Punjab are concerned, Maxwell obviously needs to perform, and even Mitchell Johnson seems to have started well, but after that he's not been able to sustain a lot as far as the IPL's been going.
Correct, and if you see, I mean, Mitchell Johnson is going for runs against even the lesser batsmen. He's bowling a length whereby, you know, either a back behind the wicket, he's bowling leg stump. That cannot happen. And he's also losing his cool. If you observe Mitchell Johnson's body language in the last game, too many times he was losing his cool. That is never good. As I said, it's Australian might versus Australian might. 3 in this team versus 2 in the other. It will be quite a contest. Don't rule out Johnson and Maxwell. They can come good any time. But Rajasthan is going brilliantly with Ajinkya Rahane and the 3 Australians.
As far as Punjab is concerned, Nikhil, their Indian players, as far as bowling is concerned, the youngsters seem to have done really well. We have spoken about Sandeep Sharma and we have spoken about Anureet Singh. They will be vital in today's match, of course, as well.
Without a doubt. If you look at Sandeep Sharma's success, he's been able to get that ball to do something in the air. He swung the ball and he brings the ball back into the right-hander, cramps them for room. And he's bowled fantastic line and lengths. And if you look at Anureet, even the death overs, probably one of the most difficult times to bowl in a T20 encounter is the last couple of overs. He goes around and he tries to slip in those yorkers. So at least his basics or his thought process is pretty clear in the mind. The worst thing you want as a bowler is to be in two minds when you're bowling at the death overs, because then you'll be carted away all over the park. It gets very difficult. So I'm glad that he's got a single focus mind, and the day he comes off, it's literally contributing towards a victory as well. I'm very impressed with Sandeep Sharma, the way he's been able to swing that cricket ball.
Boria, the Australian might of Rajasthan, in fact, got a boost last time around with Shane Watson as well, returning all those questions whether he should get a place in the side, whether he should leave. He came, he played that brilliant innings and obviously led Rajasthan to victory. So obviously Shane Watson has answered sort of whatever questions were being raised there as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he was brilliant. And if Shane Watson gets going, he'll win you games. And Ajinkya Rahane playing so well at the top of the order gives Shane Watson that cushion that he requires to play himself in. Perhaps he was going a tad too quickly for Australia, which is why they sort of got him down the order in the World Cup and he came good. Here too in the last game, if you see, after 20 odd balls he was around 13, 14 while Ajinkya Rahane was 30. But after a point the two of them caught with each other in terms of run scoring. So Shane Watson is a match winner and he's replaced Tim Southee. So if you look at that lineup, Stephen Smith, Shane Watson, James Faulkner, each of them are match winners, and with Ajinkya Rahane they are forming a very formidable core, Radhika. So Punjab will have their task cut out, but as I said, Glenn Maxwell, Mitchell Johnson, really good players along with Virendra Sehwag, not to fire for too long.
And one dynamite in Huda as well, Boria, if I might add. Huda is, one dangerous player as well.
Nikhil has been sort of a revelation this season. Deepak Huda, he's played brilliantly, the way he's hit the ball cleanly, the way he scored those runs. Typical T20 cricket he's playing.
Well, if you look at the Rajasthan 11 side, the number of match winners, Radhika, that they've got. For any team to go out there and pose a threat or challenge the Rajasthan Royals, they literally have to play out of their skins. Punjab is one side that can go and challenge the Rajasthan Royals. Virendra Sehwag, Murli Vijay at the top. Maxwell needs to come good. If he bats for about 30-35 deliveries, he can look to run away with the game as well. Bailey, unfortunately, is not playing this game. Miller is another batsman who can literally run away with the game. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting point. I'm trying to find out who that replacement is. Maybe once the toss happens, we'll know who that replacement is going to be for George Bailey. Is it going to be Marsh or somebody else? Then we'll try and identify who's going to be batting, and can Punjab actually pose a threat to the Rajasthan side or not?
We'll have to see if that actually happens, because Rajasthan are in great form. But yesterday, Kolkata registered their third win in IPL last night, beating Delhi. In a one-sided match, Kolkata were completely dominated Delhi, winning the match by 6 wickets. Batting first, Delhi made a total of 146 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. In reply, Kolkata chased down the target pretty comfortably in the 19th over. Umesh Yadav was the player of the day for picking up 2 wickets in his 4 overs and giving away just 18 runs. Umesh Yadav also actually bowled the smart over of the day, the very last one, where he conceded just 3 runs and picked up 2 wickets. Let's also take a look at the updated points table now. After 17 matches, Rajasthan are comfortably on top with 10 points, having won all their matches. And a win over Delhi has taken Kolkata into the 3rd place. Let's now listen in to what former Pakistan captain Wasim Akram had to say. He's impressed with Kolkata bowling in the IPL, and in an exclusive interview, he spoke about Kolkata's bowlers and Pakistan's debacle against Bangladesh. Take a listen. He's a legend in world cricket and really needs no introduction. We've got Wasim Akram with us. He's been helping KKR for a long time. Wasim bhai, obviously, the players in KKR cannot stop raving about you. You've helped all of them. In fact, we were speaking to Umesh also yesterday, and he said you're helping him with his bowling, and there's Morne at the other end. What do you have to say about the bowling talent that KKR has, and what sort of work have you done with them?
My job is very easy, and I have the best talented cricketers, especially fast bowlers in the world, and spinners. Mone Mokkal, one of the most difficult bowlers, awkward bowlers with pace, with bounce. Umesh Yadav is improving his bowling 140 plus every delivery, and he's enjoying his bowling. He's got the confidence. Then we have Andre Russell, who just steams in every ball. Variation, that's what KKR bowling is all about. Sunil Narayan, the right arm mystery spinner, then leg spinner in Piyush Chawla.
Wasim bhai, also Sunil Narayan is a very vital element as far as the KKR bowling is concerned. He's had to change his action, and that seems to be probably a little difficult for him. How is that transition coming along?
It's coming along actually very well. It is impossible at for a bowler, if I think if I think that if I had to change an action, it'll take me about 6 months. My pace might not be there as as much as before, but he's getting back to his rhythm. He's got the spin going, and he hasn't played any cricket for 5 months. So I think it'll take him little more time. But he's a very talented individual.
The youngsters seem to be doing really well for KKR. Surya Kumar is suddenly this new kid on the block who everybody's talking about. What do you have to say about his performance?
A rare talent again, Surya. We give him the confidence. Our captain, Gautam Gambhir, who's leading from the front, who's in good nick, and I reckon he's one of the best captains in IPL. It's not because I work for them. It's in general the way he rotates his bowlers, the way he leads the team. He's very aggressive, and that's control aggression, and that's very important to be a captain of any side.
So you think KKR can obviously continue this form rest of the season, and defending champions can probably defend the title?
I hope so. That's the idea. But again, it's early days in the tournament. We only played 4 games. Another, I think, quite a few games to go, 10, 11 games to go. So it's difficult to predict. But the way we are going, team is looking good and they're looking confident.
Naseem bhai, final question to you. We can't let you go without asking about Pakistan cricket, and there seems to be a lot of problems there. Bangladesh defeating Pakistan. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, they're struggling, no doubt about it. I watched a couple of games, both the games, in fact, and I can imagine they're going through a transition sort of period. We've seen in this Bangladesh series that Pakistan batting is struggling against spin bowling, although credit to Bangladesh, the way they played their cricket. For me, being a Pakistani, we do have the passion back home. I think we just need to channel it sooner, the better.
Obviously, Wasim Akram seems to be really worried as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned. But let's move on. A day after Kolkata lost a budding cricketer when Ankit Kesri succumbed to a head injury, another young cricketer has been hospitalized. 19-year-old Rahul Ghosh was admitted to a hospital after he sustained a head injury. Ghosh was injured during the semi-final match of CAB's second division cricket tournament between Kolkata Police and Bijoy Sports Club at Salt Lake.
Actually, ball bounces and struck him over the left side, parietal region, and over the ear. And he was in sense, and he was immediately hospitalized to Nightingale Hospital. There a scan was done, and the report will tell what happened.